In the days after the crucifixion and resurrection, the followers of Jesus were gathered in Jerusalem. They waited, as he had commanded, but none could imagine what was about to unfold. Suddenly, the silence was broken. A sound like a violent wind swept through the house, filling every corner. Flames appeared, tongues of fire resting upon each of them. Suspense gripped the moment. What was this force? What power had descended? They began to speak in languages they had never known, voices rising in unison, echoing through the streets of Jerusalem. Crowds gathered, bewildered. How could these? But then Peter stepped forward, his voice steady, his words piercing the confusion. He declared that this was the fulfillment of prophecy. The Spirit of God poured out upon humanity. The suspense shifted into revelation, the birth of something new. 3,000 souls were moved that day, joining the community of believers. The church was born, not in grandeur or political power, but in fire, wind, and conviction. Yet questions remained. How would this fragile movement survive in a world hostile to its message? How could ordinary men and women carry a truth that challenged empires? The days that followed were marked by both wonder and danger. Miracles unfolded, healings, bold proclamations, acts of compassion. But persecution loomed. The suspense deepened as the disciples faced imprisonment, threats, and even death. Still, the Spirit empowered them, and the message spread beyond Jerusalem, reaching Samaria, Antioch, and eventually Rome itself. This was no ordinary story. It was the beginning of a revolution of faith, carried not by armies or kings, but by fishermen, tax collectors, and ordinary people transformed by an extraordinary encounter. Pentecost was not the end of waning, it was the beginning of a mission that would change the world. And so, the documentary closes with a lingering question. How could a single day, a single moment of fire and wind, ignite a movement that endures to this very day? The suspense remains, the mystery continues, and the story of Pentecost still calls us to wonder. What truly began when heaven touched earth? Peter, once insecure, now rose with boldness. His voice echoed over the gathered crowd. This is the fulfillment of the promise. The Spirit has been poured out upon all flesh. Those words cut through the air like a revelation. The atmosphere was charged with mystery and expectation. 3,000 people joined the faith that day. The church had been born, but the beginning was not marked by tranquility. In Jerusalem, the community grew daily. Men and women gathered in prayer, shared their possessions, and lived in communion. Signs and wonders were performed through the hands of the apostles, and each miracle drew more eyes, more hearts. Suspense intensified. How could such a simple group transform an entire city? Peter, now leader among the apostles, faced the Sanhedrin with courage, imprisoned, threatened, yet never silenced. His boldness before the religious authorities revealed that something supernatural sustained his faith. The tension grew, persecution increased, but so did the church. Did you like the history? Subscribe to the channel to see more Bible stories.